What's up, guys? Gonna play a real-time game. I'm going to use my Diva hero list against a dueling book user. Looks like he is also playing some kind of hero list. We're gonna see what to do against. Okay, he's playing normal hero beat. Okay, we got Miracle and we have Mally and Prodigy here. I feel like the play is to just go for Android. I don't think there's... we can also go for yugioh. Sets up the miracle and gives us the search. Those seem to be like the only real options in the hand. I mean, there's always Prodigy, Tribute Summon, Mally for a draw, but that kind of sucks. But it does... We have Torrential Mirror, and then we have Diva in hand to use a Mally on field. Actually, I don't hate that much. And, I mean, with Torrential Mirror, it's probably just pretty safe play. And I'm just going to set both. If that's a Pro Storm, then he's too good. And we draw Stratos. That's really good. Okay. We're probably on to Mirror Force with Stratos, which I doubt he summons Ocean. Yeah. I'm not going to Mirror Force it. I'll just do Diva Gilman, and then one Mally summon. We torrential that in a heartbeat. Solemns, that's good. Yeah, now we have Stardust and yeah, we have yeah. Stardust Ocean, just very simple stuff here. This is just deck doing its thing. We don't play Return in this build, so should probably still feign playing Return, which would be good to banish the second Malicious, but 4,000 or 3,500 0, so we definitely go for it. He's gonna... The reason I would take with Stardust first is because... Okay. Yeah. Yeah. This is still game. This is not still game. It sucks. Okay. All good. All good. We have Mirror Force, so we're pretty much chilling. That was a very nice combination of back row. Yeah. We definitely just Mirror Forces this, and yeah. Oh man, okay. Well, we're too good. We are just too good. Um, let's see here. Solemn's good. Yeah, we just set Solemn. Yeah, okay, we just win the game now. Very nice. This was a pretty close one. But yeah. Mm, definitely want to side Crow. There's a lot of things aside here, and all of our stuff's pretty good. I don't think Book's very good. I don't think Emergency Call is very good post side. If he's mating Ryos, I want to like be the least soft to Ryo I can be post side. Yeah, if we're taking out one Caius, we can probably take out a Prodigy. And Compulse is not very good. This is the first time I'm testing a Compulse, and of course I play against a deck where I want Deep Prison. That's just the nature of this Yu-Gi-Oh shit, I guess. I guess it's fine. Okay, this is a very good hand. As long as he does not open Ryo, or some combination of multiple Macros and Solemn. This this hand definitely gets us there, probably. I think it's really tough. I mean, yeah, it depends on what he does. Okay, this is good. The question is, do we go Rhoda for Mali or for Prodigy? Prodigy's good with Caius. So whatever we're searching or feature fusing the other. I think we go for Mali because I have Phoenix Wing for because yeah, with Phoenix Wing it sets up like the same tribute summon idea with Caius. So yeah. Probably a pretty easy decision if you're more accustomed to Diva here than I am, but I've actually only started playing it relatively recently. This is probably a Snowman Eater, but it's going to be there anyway if I don't attack into it. It's an Honest, okay. Same difference, pretty much. We don't already have a Snowman Eater. So one of the things with making the second Snowman Eater is that if you don't already have it, you kind of want to send it off of Future Fusion because look at this, we don't need more normal summons in our hand right now, and we just don't want to draw more cards, even though it's really good against Hero Beat. We just don't need to draw more cards that are going to like make us deal with that sort of thing. This is fine. This is fine. And I mean, we have Solemn, we have Dust Tornado, so we're going to Dust a new back row. We're actually going to Phoenix Wing the old one first. and then dust the new one. And we just kind of put things into Viscaius play because we can. We have 0 coming out. We know that he has Honest in hand. And with Solemn set, we're actually kind of chilling. If he had Gores, it would be really funny, but he definitely doesn't because he said MST. He's redrawing. He's not going to draw Heavy Storm because he's redrawing whatever he set, so he's not going to have it this turn. We don't have to worry about Solemning a Storm for no reason. And we're getting our Future Fusion next turn with Solemn to back it up if he has Torrential, which is very nice. He set the Honest. I don't think he has another Light Monster to actually use it, and we definitely locked him off of getting one. So yeah, very nice, very nice. We obviously just attack here, so nothing to really. I think we just want to Solemn this. It just insane amounts of pressure from his absolute 0. With Crow and Cyber Dragon also in hand, we're fine. His Honest is now gone. We +1 on that. So after this, I'm going to open the replay, and yeah, we just win the game. He wants a rematch. Yeah, sure, actually. So yeah, I'll go over both of these matches. Once with hands not revealed, and once with them. Okay, so we draw the Gilman. That's annoying, but we have Storm, Miracle. We're chilling, I think. Kinda. I mean, it just depends on what he has. We do know that he mains Starlight. Because I saw it in game 1 at the end. So if he sets multiple back row, we might not want to slam the Storm, which is exactly what happened. Check for Dust Shoot. No, okay. This is obviously an adding malicious. Question here is if we attack or not. He's definitely playing some number of Deep Prison because it's Diva Hero or Hero Beat. I think we're actually fine to just. Could run into some issues. I didn't even look at what he added actually. He added Ocean. Okay. I should probably actually look at what my opponent's doing before I make plays. Yeah. Yeah. That's a pretty annoying Dust Shoot. He probably puts back Caius because he might put back Grapher. We don't want to attack of Gilman because it's the only way that Miracle Fusion gets turned on. What we would much rather do is set the Gilman and use the Miracle, so then when he prisons the 0, he loses the Ocean. We also have Mirror Force, but he's going to, if we don't deal with the Ocean, he's going to give us Shadows back and probably pop it. It's our only back row. I think it's a very easy pop. This all depends on what he takes, which I'm assuming is going to be Grepher or Caius. Yeah. Okay, so it's Starlight instead of Solemn because he's, well, I don't know. I guess he doesn't Solemn that because he does have heavy. Either way, this either does 1500 damage or it eats a prison, and we kill that anyway. Love to see it. Probably should not have set the Mirror Force, because he knows what it is. Could have set the Storm and made him think it was Mirror Force, but he definitely has Starlight down. Or Solemn, one of the two. I mean, this hand can't do anything, but I want to think for a second on, like, if he summons Alias, do I Mirror Force it? I think I have to, because if he summons a second monster and he has Starlight, then I just lose the game outright. So if he summons Alias, I Mirror Force. As long as I keep only Mirror Force on the field, Gemini Spark is not going to gain a lot of value. This is... I mean, if it's Solemn down, then I lose my Caius either way, but I don't want to lose to Starlight. Oh, there we go. Okay. Cool. Yeah. This is okay. This is fine now, actually. Yeah, okay, so it's Solemn. Probably should have used the Storm before now, but I mean, it's so hard to tell which it's going to be. Yeah, but that's still a 4K Solemn, and we have Bottomless. I think we're actually just fine. And we can stave off if this last macro is Starlight, which it very possibly could be. We can still get rid of the. I think maybe I could have just gone straight into Stardust, but then I use my. Yeah, I think here is. Yeah, okay, it's Mirror Force. Gore's here would suck, but I mean, can't do much about it. Brain Control here would. We have Compults. Maybe could have stacked the Storm so that I have like a response to. It's definitely an Honest in hand. Yeah, it's fine. 2 Cyber Dragons. Okay, good stuff. Oh, okay. I guess we just win. So same side plan. Yeah, I feel that. I played. I kinda like Diva really. I don't remember how I sided last match already. I kind of sidle with Fly a lot. I should probably get out of that habit because in Goat format that's like the better way to side, but in Edison you can't really get away with it too much. Yeah, actually I think this looks like how I sided last time, right? Close enough. Oh, this is yeah, okay. It's a very good hand. Yeah, this is actually really good. Well, no, it's not. Definitely puts back the Gores. There's nothing else he can put back. We are setting both Torrential and Phoenix Wing 100%. He might put back the Stratos, but that'll be really dumb. It's got to be Gores. There's absolutely no universe where it's not Gores, unless he has like Mirror Force set, and he wants me to bait. Yeah, wow, wants to bait me into using it. Yeah, that's set. I mean, in hand. Yeah, we had to set both. Like, the thing is, I hate setting back row after Dust Shoot, but I mean, you just have to sometimes. It really sucks. If he has Storm here, it is what it is. I mean, we lose. I mean, we get rid of his Ryo, which is fine. I'm just gonna Wing Blast it. Yeah, I think this is the best value Torrential's gonna get right now. I honestly can't see Torrential getting much. Okay, and now we have. Yeah. Like, he's just not going to summon the Ryo. This is why we side in Crow. I don't know why he used Hero Blast there. He should have waited until. I mean, Miracle Fusion might just be really far away. We have to bottomless this, and then we lose to the Ryo. Because that is Yu-Gi-Oh! We're just too good at the game. This is a situation where we want to keep the snowmans in deck so we can summon them. You have to use up the second Mally, but it's okay. That's a little awkward. This may not be a victory. This particular game of this match. I'll set that. He may think it's the snowman now, because why would I set the Prodigy? He does not think that. Oh well, what can you do? Maybe a universe where I summon a Cyber Dragon because it's going to get blocked off by Absolute Zero whether it lives or dies. God, we're so good at this game, dude. Because that's 4. Oh man, we're not good at the game. Yeah, I'm just going to do this. Yeah, oh man, okay. Am I going to lose to Honest? I'm going to lose to more than Honest. He has many Ryos. Okay. We sent the Gilman. Yep. Okay. I think this configuration's okay. Like, a Cyber Dragon's a little awkward with Future Fusion, but outside of that, it should be fine. Yeah, let's go. This is good. Ooh. Yeah, we have to banish the Mally, though. Which sucks, because Miracle Fusion is in our hand, but it's fine. We have other heroes in the deck, and I'd just rather keep the Caius. The Caius is going to be alive much sooner than the Malicious. That was actually a pretty good value, Snowman. Well, either one that he puts back, he's not putting back the Dark Arm clearly. Either of these two he puts back, I'm fine with. This is like the least impactful dust shoot he's done to me. I'm gonna make Catastor here. Okay, same result as if I just made the Catastor, so whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I could have summoned the Gilman in defense, but that looks so stupid. Because at that point, I might as well just summon the Catastor into the Mirror Force, like what happened. So we're up on cards though. Like we're up. I mean, this is fine. Yeah, and now we have. Yeah, we're fine. Declare. Search for the. The Prodigy, yeah, I mean, the Mally in deck would suck to draw, but we obviously just have to go for a Prodigy here. There's Prisons that, well, okay. We're now up 2 cards, so, and this, you can't even Honest over Snowman Eater, it's really nice. 2, I think I'm just going to set the Compulse here. So let's see. Prodigy Caius is the it's 2 of the darks for Dark Armed. If we draw, that's the 3rd dark for Dark Armed. Lovely. I'm just gonna set the other bottomless. That way, if he does like in-phase dust or something, or he might be tempted to do in-phase dust. Is that a bottomless? I want to say that's probably bottomless, and I should not give him an opportunity to activate it. I want to set the Prodigy. Dang, he got me good there. I'll give him that. Okay, that's fine. Oh, goodness gracious me. Um, yeah, since I have the 2 crows, I can use up the prodigy and it's fine. There's a Diva's good. Okay, Diva's a really good draw here. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for Diva. And we just... Oh, ooh, that's gross. I already have a replay. I don't really have to wait for him to get defeat, but... Okay, we'll just... I don't care about, like, the record or whatever. Let's, dual records. Let's go to... It should be in this replay anyway. Okay, so let's look at the replay. This video went longer. I only intended to play one match, but... So we'll just show both hands for this, instead of doing one with hands and then one without. Okay, so he won the die roll. So he plays Emergency Call, searches Stratos, searches for Ocean, and does he set everything this game? No, he only sets Solemn, which is... I'm not sure how I feel about that, because on the one hand, I like it, but it's actually really unsafe against an unknown deck. Like, if I had Heavy Storm, if instead of, like, Compulsory or Prison, or, instead of one of these cards I had Heavy Storm, then yes, just set Solemn alone is really, really nice. But with this, I feel like I'm just going to set everything. So, let's see. So, me playing with this hand, my first thought was that I could go for Android and just kill the Stratos, get the life gain. But the other thought was that I could go for Armory Arm Goyo and then get the search off of the Stratos. And then I can also make Absolute Zero with the Stolen Stratos to banish it. He does have Solemn down, so those plays would have actually all not worked. But if I'm thinking, like, if he's going to set one card turn one, it's probably going to be like a Bottomless, probably, maybe MST. But the Diva Armory Arm Goyo play loses really hard to Bottomless outright. It loses hard to Bottomless whether he does it on Goyo or on Absolute Zero. It loses really hard to Solemn because it leaves my board open as well, and he can just push through it. I do have Mirror and Torrential, but I like this play because with the Mirror and Torrential, I can protect the Mally and I can go into 8s next turn. And then if he Solemns, which is still not on my radar for a record. Like I don't think there's any universe where I make a read this turn instead of Solemn or like quote unquote read like a. It's not going to be a real read anyway, but like some kind of soul read, educated guess that like I'm just never going to think this is Solemn. So the play that loses to Bottomless Felice doesn't lose to it at all, and that would be distribute the Mally, get the draw. Sets up for Diva, Mally next turn, sets up for Miracle Fusion. So that's why I went for this play. And what did we draw again? We drew Stratos, which is pretty good. So next turn he goes, if I were him, I would do what he did and just attack. And I chose not to Mirror Force because I wanted to be able to. I knew he searched Ocean. I wanted to be able to Torrential the Ocean. And there's no real reason to not. I think there's no real reason to waste Mirror Force. Now, if I were him, I'd probably Solemn this. Okay, he does. I have a bad tendency to not remember what happens in games like immediately after they're over. So he Solemns this, which is the correct play, and he sets Prison compulsory. Okay. I draw Verota. The only target left for Rhoda in the deck is actually Greffer, but the reason I don't activate it is because I don't want him to know I have Greffer, and the chance it's 1 in 32 to draw Greffer, or well, it's 1 in 31 after I summon the Stratos or the Mally. And if I'm summoning Mally, I'm obviously going for a Diva play this turn, which walks, but he has compulsory and prison. I make Stardust. I do the Miracle. Okay, so the attack order here really matters. We want to attack with a 0 because, and we want to attack with a 0 over the Ocean, so that the Ocean can be guaranteed to die no matter what happens. We would prefer our absolute 0 to be prisoned, and so if by attacking with Stardust first it walks into prison really, really badly. Now, a prison plus compulsory is going to out both of these no matter what we do. He happens to have some very good back row set to deal with this precise situation, but if he had set like the bottomless instead of the compulsory, it's a lot worse for him. But yeah, we attack with a 0 first because, for one thing, he has 3,500 right now. We want to do a lot of damage over this Ocean, and we want him to prison it first because prisoning it gets rid of his field. After we attack with the we also, if he has a Mirror Force set, then the Stardust can negate it, and our attack still goes through guaranteed because it won't cause a replay. He can't do anything else to the 0. I mean, if he has compulsory, he's going to be able to use it no matter what. It's just, I think definitely attacking with 0 here first was the play, just to force as much damage through as we could get. So it works out. He has prison, can blow up his field. Stardust attacks, he compulses, and now we're left with Gilman. I don't use a Rhoda because I don't want him to know that I have access to Greffer. Now, if I draw the Greffer, I'm going to be a little upset, but that is the nature of the game. Is it maybe more correct to just not care that he knows? Possibly. But I think the fact that he could, like, now I have 2 cards in my hand that could be Gores, or a Caius looming or something, rather than one that he knows is nothing, and then the other is, so it's actually twice the likelihood I have Gores because I have 2 unknowns. Like, mathematically speaking, like, the logic is kind of weird, but it's sound, it's there. Like, it's twice as likely I have Gores if both of my cards are unknown, if only one. Even though the chance I actually have Gores is obviously 0%, but so he goes for this. I have to Mirror Force it because I have no out otherwise. Not a lot of decision making in this play here. Miracle Fusion, I have to do this. His set's bottomless, he has to bottomless as well. And then I have Stratos for not lethal, but almost lethal. I think every play from here on out is very obviously clear what I'm going to do. He does not have an alias yet, so his Hero Blast is nothing. Which means that if I correctly had some assessment that that is a dead Hero Blast, which is impossible for me to be clairvoyant to know. We set the Solemn. It's obviously correct to just set the Solemn here. He draws Honest, and he sets it. This is a misplay because it means that if I have anything with 2600 or more attack, he is going to lose. I guess his thought process was like, if I can get to Dark End, then I win. If I get to Dark End and send the Cyber Dragon, then I win. But I think this play loses to like a multitude of things. Just namely or if you're going to set the Honest, I think you should just put the Cyber Dragon to defense and just like kind of live with the fact that you're going to lose the Cyber Dragon to something that can hit over it. But I mean, I've used 2 miracles, so I mean the third miracle's I guess unlikely. I also don't have a water, so I mean I guess he figured that there was no chance that I have a third miracle if it's alive. But I have access to yugioh with his hand. As we can see, it doesn't matter. And he scoops preemptively because he knows what I'm about to do. In fact, I think if we go back to the actual game, I'll have to rewatch it after, but I think I said something like, if this is Honest, I'm going to be really upset, but then he set the monster, I'm like, oh, now we just win. So if he actually held the Honest, he would have not necessarily won that game, but I would definitely not have won it as quickly as I did. So that is something Mr. Exclamation Point AIDS, if you are watching, do keep that in mind in the future. Okay, let's see, look at this hand here. So what I do with him, what I do with this hand if I'm him is I probably summon Kaiku and set Prison. I think it's really tough to make that decision, and that's why he chooses to set Honest instead. But setting Honest, like, it turns off your Cyber Dragon for so long. Like Kaiku dies pretty quickly, I feel like. And if you have Prison set, like, I need some combination of like Heavy or MST, and then Ryo, or Crash with Stratos, and then you have Cyber Dragon, and you have Cyber Dragon plus Honest. But if you set Honest, then your Cyber Dragon, it can bounce itself. It's not that bad. I don't know. It's really tough because I like Kaiku set Prison here for him. But setting Honest is not wrong. I think both are valid options. Like it's like Honest MST or Kaiku Prison. I like Kaiku Prison better, but I like the Honest bluffs Snowman Eater and does not tell me what is set. So I'll give it to him. Like set Honest, set MST. I think is what he does. He sets Prison. Okay, I'm not sure. Definitely not that. You want to set MST because nothing can attack over the Honest unless I like turn 1 make an absolute 0, and then you don't want to Prison it anyway because you're going to lose your Honest. You want to set MST here, especially since I also have Future Fusion. MST to set a Future Fusion to hit like a Torrential, Visala, Phoenix Wing or something after I forgot what I was saying. Or just to invade MST, and then you can bounce to Honest, like without fear of Backrow, and then summon the Cyber Dragon and start doing stuff. So yeah, definitely set Honest, set MST, or normal Kaiku set Prison, but don't set Prison, set Honest. That's just not very good. Here it's very easy for me to just Stratos, search for Malicious, like we said. We attack here because if that's a Snowman Eater, it's going to be a Snowman Eater every turn until it's flipped face up anyway. He's never going to flip it face up on his own, and if he does, he's going to have some way to convert it. You could argue not to attack it and then tribute for Caius next turn or Phoenix Wing, which may be better. I think actually, like in hindsight, think about it, if he's not going to flip summon it on his own because it has 0 attack, then it might just be better to just hold off on the Stratos to tribute for Caius next turn to banish it. But so that is, I think I did misplay here. My logic was kind of faulty on that play. I definitely should have just held Caius in hand. There's no reason to trigger Snowman. But it's honest, so never punished. We hold the Future Fusion until after in case he's playing some stupid build of Rykos or something, you know. So Future Fusion, the only choice is to send. Like I said, you have to send the Snowman here because we have we have another normal summon for next turn already. We don't want to actually draw the Snowman, and then Snowman just gets run over by Cyber Dragon anyway. But we don't really want to draw the Snowman when we already are overloaded on normal summons. We kind of want more active cards as the game progresses. Like, Snowman's really good set like turn 1 or turn 2 against Hero Beat when you don't have like all your pieces like moving, working yet, but we have Future Fusion, we have Caius, we have Mally. We're definitely wanting to just pressure him with these cards. So now we just set everything because we have Solemn. I think there's just no reason not to. Setting MST would have really good hit with Future Fusion. He could MST now as well, but I've already thinned my deck of like kind of annoyingly bad cards, so it's not as good, but it's still fine. So here he draws a Miracle Fusion, he bounces the Honest, specials the Cyber Dragon. Here, the play is obviously to just let him kill the Stratos, because we have Phoenix Wing, Dust Tornado, Solemn for hitting whatever. Yeah, so we Phoenix Wing the new back or the old back row. We Phoenix Wing the old back row in case it's MST. And then if he chains it, we have Dust Tornado. Like, he has a higher percent, like, because if we Phoenix Wing the old one, and then just, I guess, yeah, if we Phoenix Wing the old one, and then Dust Tornado the new one, then Dust Tornado is guaranteed to hit. What am I saying? Like, I'm literally losing myself in my own train of thought here. If it's MST, it's a higher likelihood that he actually hits the Solemn instead of. Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, you want to hit the old one first so that if it's MST, he can chain and have a 50-50 on hitting the Dust Tornado, which we then chain to that. So that's what I'm trying to say. And then we Dust Tornado the new one. Now we just do our thing. Personally, because I searched Malicious, I kind of like summoning Kaiku in main phase 2 there, to prevent me from doing exactly this. I do have Phoenix Wing to spin the Caius, or spin the Kaiku instead of the back row, which would be worse, but I like summoning Kaiku there just to fend off against this. Because the Kaiku at least can't be banished by Caius, because I have to spin it with Malicious in order to. So now he gets the prison. We get the 0. Obviously, there's nothing else to do, but we just attack. I made a very huge error here. I should have attacked with the absolute 0, so that if this is prison, then it pops the Honest, and we do the 2400 damage. And instead, I had to Solemn this, which is not good. That is actually a huge mistake on my part. For the exact same reason you should have attacked with absolute 0 first in the previous game, you should attack with it first here. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I wasn't. I guess I'm playing pretty fast because I typically do that. Just waste of a Solemn. Complete waste of a Solemn by me. But he just doesn't draw anything. There are punishes to that for sure. And this is just, yeah. So we go to the next game. We'll just fast forward until we get the hands. I win the die roll, right? No, he wins it again. He goes for Stratos, searches Ocean again. I feel like I mean, it makes sense that you want to recurve a Stratos with the ocean effect, but like, I don't know, like a lot of the problem in this game was that he couldn't see Alias on time for his Hero Blast and Gemini Sparks. And if he had gone for Alias in these positions, he probably, would not have drawn so many dead cards. Here it's not Starlight, it's Solemn. So I should have slammed the Storm, but I can't know that. Like, I just lose to Starlight if it's... Yeah, so I just have to play through this here. He does have Prison set, so not attacking was the play. And he has Cyber Dragon in hand as well, which would mean... And also know that he has Ocean, so all these things just add up to, like, not attacking is definitely just the play here. He attacks instead on his own. I have to clear the Ocean, or else I cannot win. It becomes a little difficult for me here. And so this play is definitely correct though, because every back row that hits, I think it's so difficult because like he has all these back row that can't do anything except for the Solemn, but he knows I have the heavy. So this play would be a lot better if he hadn't dust shooted me, because then he would probably Solemn the Miracle, and then I would Storm him, and he would be like, oh, okay, I lose the game. But instead, this happens, and he draws another Cyber Dragon. I don't like maining it for that reason. But I draw another Caius, so guess I can't talk. Here I Mirror Force the DD Warrior Lady specifically to not lose to Road if he summons another monster next turn. And I think that's correct, actually. I just can't really... Yeah, so I Prio the... Yeah. See, now if he had searched for Mali ages ago, or sorry, searched for Alias ages ago, it wouldn't have mattered actually, but there's a argument that it would be possible for him to defend with Solemn Judgment, because he doesn't know I have Storm, so if he had searched for Mali... Dang, I can't talk. If he searched for Alias... Then the Gemini Spark is actually not the worst draw, assuming things go his way. Regardless, in either position, it's pretty bad, so... But I also would not have been so worried about killing an Alias, whereas an Ocean Loop kind of, like, loses the game for me. I feel like you just want to go for Alias pretty early on here. I mean, he does have Miracles to draw as well, so he needs the water. It's... But that's kind of why I don't like... That's why I told him at the end, like, I like the Divas in Hero Beat. Yeah. So, yeah, here we go for, yeah, he has to Solemn this, which is exactly what I want. Yeah, next turn we have some good stuff going on here. I definitely should have stacked the Storm and kept the book. I have a tendency to do that. Like I'll keep the spell I want to play next turn. I'm just not thinking. I'll keep this. Oh, I want to play this next turn, but like it's going to the top of my deck anyway. It doesn't. It winds up not mattering. Yeah. Okay. So this happens. I assumed that he had the other Honest here. I was gonna have to compulse the Cyber Dragon, which would suck. Because he can just summon it right after. And then I have book coming off the top, so it's not that bad. Yeah, I have Storm, and then I have book coming off the top, so it's not the end of the world. But winds up being that he just did not have a response to the Heavy Storm and compulsory combination attack. So yeah, again, this hand is great, but this card makes it not so great. And as you can see, so I'm sitting here. I'm like, oh, okay, well I'll just pass. He's going to attack into the Gores, and I'm going to kill his Thunder King, and then I'm going to search for whatever, and have Phoenix Wing. And it's great. Everything is going wonderful. I'm actually probably going to set Phoenix Wing to hit the back row when he attacks, and then I drop Vigors. But now I can't play. This game is very, very downhill from here. I have to set both. I have nothing to do here except he knows I have that, so he plays into it pretty correctly. And I feel like I'm pretty safe now with the Crow for the Hero Blast and the Bottomless. But he has the Cyber Dragon. There's no game here anymore. Future Fusion's fine. Just pass on it. But I mean, eventually, it's very obvious that I have no play. I can't even draw Caius because he can just negate the summon of a Prodigy, and if he knows what he's doing, now what I could have done here was special the Cyber Dragon to force Virayo, but it would not have forced Virayo because he has Honest. So there's actually nothing to do with that Cyber Dragon, and I very cleanly just lose the game. The 0 comes out, but the other Ryo just ends it for me. Yeah, I don't think there was anything else to do in this game, so... And then I realized that I sent the Gilman with Future Fusion, because I didn't want to draw that card into Ryo, but it wound up not costing me the game, but being very iffy. So here is probably the most impactful decision of the game is, do I banish the Caius or the Mally? I think it's obvious that I banish the Mally, even though the Miracle Fusion is dead for the time being until I do. It's dead anyway until I graveyard Mally, because there's no way I'm summoning it. Yeah, so I set the Bottomless because I want him to storm away a Bottomless behind a Snowman Eater, and I have no value from Compulsory yet because I'll just pop whatever he summons otherwise. But also because outside of him storming, which is funny that he does have, outside of him storming it, I also want to be able to catch Cyber Dragon with it. And Compulsory will be pretty bad there, so I don't know why he does this. I don't know what he thinks this is. This is just a very silly play to me, but he does have the Dust Shoot. The Mirror Force here is nice. It keeps me off of... I could have made Stardust, but like I don't want to give up my... Like, I don't want to walk into prison, and I don't want to give up my wall against his literal entire deck. So I'd rather eat the Mirror Force on that than like walk into a Dimensional Prison or Compulsory, both of which I know he plays. So yeah, just pass on this. There's nothing else to do. He's bricking very hard. Interestingly, because of Bottomless, there's literally nothing he could probably do anyway. Unless if he draws Cyber Dragon, he'd be heavy Cyber Dragons, and I would be a little upset until I draw a hero, which happens in a few turns. Sets of Prison. Yeah, here I draw Stratos, so it's actually not the end of the world for me, even if he does have the Cyber Dragon. But there are things that could go wrong in this position, obviously. Yeah, I think attacking there was wrong. I think this is actually a misplay, but this actually sets me back like a decent amount. Like, I have the Prodigy, but like it's just really, really awkward for me to have to set the Prodigy to use the Miracle, and now I lost my Stratos. Which was good pressure. I could have waited until I set Compulsory. I could just summon the Stratos, added the Prodigy, set Compulsory, and if he storms, I can pulse back the Stratos. Or the Snowman Eater. Whichever. because Prison is set, and he's not going to want to storm that away just yet. And if he does, then it's good for me because he just loses his Prison. So he just sets the MST here. I set compulsory, he inphases it. Very awkward hand for him. It really is. Yeah, now I see why he Pro Stormed me. And also why he slow rolled the Pro Storm. Yeah, very. Yeah, and he decides to do this and finally draws a Cyber Dragon. So good for him. Yeah, so hit the Hero Blast, Miracle Fusion. Now I decide to attack correct Blue Zero again in case he has another Honest. There's nothing really to say here. So now I go into Stardust. If he, you could argue that, but it's only torrential. It's only torrential. Like I don't lose to Bottomless Trap Hole until I actually summon the Stardust. In which case I don't lose to it because then I just negate it and I drop 2 Crows and Dark Arm to win the game. So it's only Torrential that I lose to here, and I have the informed guess that he does not play Torrential in his Hero Beat deck because most people do not. I have not seen it yet, even all these replays looking back. So now I just banish those things, and it's game through whatever he does. Yeah. Well played. A few mistakes from both of us. I do think he made more of the mistakes. He also got very, very unlucky at the end. It's one of the pitfalls of playing Hero Beat with Miracle Fusions, is that you draw kind of these unplayable hands sometimes. Diva Hero still solidly B tier. Hero Beat I think is better. I think Hero Beat's better, but only if you don't play Miracles or if you play the Diva version. That's like Diva and Miracle or just neither is how I think Hero Beat needs to be played. Yeah. So that's kind of been my thought process while I'm playing Diva Hero. This particular last game of the match didn't really give a lot of insight to the deck he bricked. I didn't. But yeah, that's Diva Hero. I hope you guys enjoyed.